Well, Shari, thank you very much for being here. Could you just released your 2022 annual report for the Community Foundation. Could you give us a little snapshot of what 2022 was like at your organization?
It was busy, as it always is, right? And so I think we're very excited to share that between the Community Foundation and our competitive grant cycles, our partnerships with our donor-advised funds, as well as our supporting organizations, the Trumbull Memorial Health Foundation, the Western Reserve Health Foundation, and the William Swanston Charitable Fund, we gave out about $4 million in grants over the course of the year last year.
Is that more than 2021?
It is. It's an increase of about $400,000.
Okay.
So it's significant, which is really good, especially if you look at the market last year, right?
Okay.
The market tightened, and we made a commitment to continue to invest in the community because the needs are great.
Yeah.
And so we did that. The other thing that we spent a lot of time on in 2022 was finalizing our strategic plan for the organization. Really looking at the things we needed to work on in terms of how we're going to operate and how we want to participate in the community. So we believe very strongly that we're part of the community and want to be connected to the community in a variety of ways. So not just a funder, right? We want to be a resource in terms of support, financial support, but also partnership, where it makes sense. And so we spent a lot of time talking about what are the things that we need to be doing to get there. Yes, the foundation needs to grow. That's always important, right? The more we grow, the more we can invest back in the community. And so maintaining stable operations and all of that is important.
Right.
It's also really important that we develop a really representative and diverse board and staff that works to connect and get to know and reach out to the community in a variety of ways, and to build the kinds of relationships across the community where folks know that we're listening and trying to respond in ways that support and help and move things forward.
Right. So what are you hearing from the community? What are some of the needs that you're hearing from the community?
Well, we have heard through some of the work we've done, like with Healthy Community Partnership and some of those things, that they are very grateful that we are listening and responding, that they feel they can come to us when they have questions or challenges, and they don't have to worry about a funder relationship.
Right.
That kind of imbalance of power that just happens with a organization. So that's really important to us. I think another example of what we heard was that we noticed in our grant application process that there were a number of nonprofits, especially some of the smaller ones that have smaller staffs, struggling with pieces of the financial reporting and other things that we needed to make decisions on grants. So the team worked together to create workshops around how to fill out those forms, what we're really looking for, and why we're asking the questions we're asking. We offered 2 in-person sessions that filled up right away, but then we also did a virtual one, and that's now available on our website, so people can go and view and just kind of hear that background. So that was
like
one of the
grant boot camp kind of thing.
Well, it was just around the financials, and it's really geared towards the questions we ask.
Sure.
Right. So it's not going to be the end all and be all, but it really helps you kind of understand those things. The other thing that we've heard in a lot of our conversations with nonprofits is there were opportunities where people who have been in the nonprofit field for a while, maybe larger, more established organizations, and then some folks newer, either newer as an executive director or newer nonprofits, had needs for mentoring, assistance, some kind of support, but also a willingness to share. And so we are running a pilot program right now for nonprofit organizations. We put a call out for applications. We were hoping to get at least 10 to be able to create 5 pairs in this pilot process, and got about 50 applications. So we had a challenging decision to make. And what we did is we pulled in a committee of community leaders to help decide those pairs. So it wasn't just the Community Foundation staff making all those decisions. And that's kind of what we're talking about in terms of how we engage with the community. How do we get more input than just those of us sitting there every day?
Right.
And so that's an example. And that mentoring program is going very well. There's been a lot of positive feedback and buzz around it. There's a lot of energy from the groups that are involved. And so we'll be analyzing that over the summer and deciding where are we going to take this next? What else can we do?
I was going to say, if it's going well, is that going to be something that's going to become...
Probably.
Okay.
Probably will be. So those are some examples of the kinds of things we've learned in our conversations throughout the community that we've said, okay, what can we do? What can we try? And we're trying things that we haven't done before. So we know...
Like what?
Like the mentoring program.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we don't know when we start out, like, is this really going to work? Or is it going to fizzle? Or do people just get in because there was a small...
Right.
Stipend or small grant to get into it. So it's a learning process for us too. And I think that's one of the things that we want the community to know is that we're learning, we're exploring, and we want to do it with you.
Right. So there's opportunity for dialogue for you to be constantly evolving to meet the needs of the community.
Exactly.
717 Credit Union. Business services designed to meet your daily needs. Commercial loans, business deposits, merchant and payroll services. 717 Credit Union. It's knowing you were treated right every time.